What's going on, guys? Crypto Mark bringing you another Hex video. If you didn't know, on this channel I'll show you guys how I make passive income with cryptocurrency. So with that being said, let's jump in. All right, so here's the Hex chart, man. So I've been in Hex for a bit. I actually started doing Hex videos when I first started my channel, so you got to look way back. Okay, but on here I want to kind of go over I want to look at the chart a little bit. I want to go over my Hex strategy, and then I want to take a look at some of my Hex dApps that I got into, see what those are doing. But overall, man, this is the Hex USD chart. So I usually look at the Hex ETH chart, all right? So I was looking at this, and I'm like, okay, cool, Hex is getting up there, it's pumping, right? And then somebody talked to me and was like Hex is pumping all-time highs, and I'm like, what chart are you looking at? I'm looking at ETH, because this is what we went in. We went into Hex with ETH, so I look at Hex to ETH, right? And then, so I switched over to Hex USDC, and I was like, whoa, Hex at all-time high. So if we calculate, so the last run up in May, so it was like April, yeah, all of April and in May, this the beginning of May, it hit all-time highs. But it hit all-time highs in Bitcoin, ETH, and in USD, right? This time around, it's hitting all-time highs in just USDC, right? So it got up to almost 1 penny, man. So we're looking at 46% higher than the last all-time high. So this thing is going parabolic right now. I was like, whoa, I had no idea it was up this much. I looked at my Blockfolio, even the Blockfolio was kind of off. It wasn't showing the right exchange, so the price was way off. So when I did the math, I was like, whoa, Hex is up, okay? Let's take a look at let's take a look at the auction real quick. Okay, so we can see, let me do a refresh, make sure it's up to date. Let's see what we got. All right, so you can see here yesterday the auction lobby ended at 14,260 ETH. All this means is the price is going up. Okay, so if we look at these days here, 7,000, 8,000, 9, this is pretty much the price increase. The more it goes into the lobby, the higher the price goes. There still can be a sell-off even if the price goes up, but typically the price moves with the amount of ETH in the contract. This is what I've seen, okay? If we take a look at my lobby here, my AA lobby, you can see here I've put in about 6.1 ETH since I got into the contract, or since Hex launched. I started going in, started dollar cost averaging in about day 5. So I scooped up a few million Hex here, and I pretty much staked them, right? You can see this was a good day here. 1 ETH got me 1.4 million. I had a feeling this was gonna be a really low day, so I just went ham. But I mean, even up in here, DCA'd again, kind of stopped, DCA'd again. And then up in here, I started going ham. All right. So I've been in Hex from the beginning, kind of watched this thing play out. Don't talk about it much because it's been pretty much consolidating for the last few months. So if we look at that daily chart, it's been kind of doing this for a while. Actually, even this little run up, I didn't even really see this. Like I said, I don't really watch the USDC chart, but it's going ham now, man. So if we check out some of my stakes here, so this is where you actually go to stake your Hex. I'll leave the link in the description. If you use my referral, you actually get 10% more when you go into the auction. So definitely use somebody's referral link. Don't just go in. Don't just hit enter and go in. Definitely want to use somebody's referral link because you actually get more and they get more. So everybody gets more for using a link. All right. But looking at the stakes here, you can see here I got 1.1 million on the original contract here. I started doing like these laddered stakes, 1,000 for like one year. You can see this one is like 15 years. So this one's not till 2035, but it's only 1,000 Hex. So my original strategy was to have stakes released to me every month a year from now. So that was that was my strategy. Okay. And then, so I did about 50K or something like that, not a ton. Then I started to, as Big Payday got closer and closer, I was like, you know what? I think I need to do more. So you can see here, I staked this 29,000 out to Big Payday, day 355. And you can see Big Payday, I should be getting 48,000. Okay. And then I ended up staking my 1 million. And you can see that's going to give me about 1.7. Now, this Big Payday number here, I do believe this is going to decrease if I'm not mistaken. The more and more people that actually stake to Big Payday, I believe this should decrease. Don't quote me 100% on that, okay? But that's what I'm thinking. All right. So this is what I got going on the Richard Heart contract. My strategy moving forward is really just staking everything out to Big Payday. At this point, staking out to Big Payday seems like the only thing that makes sense. If you're in Hex and you're not staking to Big Payday, you're kind of wasting your Hex. Because if Hex goes parabolic, as it's kind of doing now, but then it dumps drastically after the Big Payday, and we lose value in Hex, at least we would have gained more Hex through Big Payday. So it should offset that drop that we. But I don't really know. I don't know how it's gonna play out. I guess we'll see. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other stuff I got. So this is what I'm doing on the original Richard Heart contract. Okay, 1.1. I'm also in the Toucaner ecosystem. I got into here really early. So you can see here my Hex 2, I got like 1 million in here. And this million actually earns additional rewards in Hex on top of I'm doing a 1 million stake on here to Big Payday as well. So you can see that right there. So you can see Big Payday, I should be getting 1.9 million Hex on this, 1.1 million. And I'm getting extra tokens here. So I'm getting the same amount of rewards that you get from the original contract on here, but I'm also getting this. And these rewards come from people buying and selling on the contract. As people buy in, I get rewards. People sell out, I get more rewards. It's been pretty slow over the last few months. People are pretty much holding everything to Big Payday. All right, so that's what I'm doing with Hex 2, staking out the Big Payday. I'm also in Hex Max. Take a look at Hex Max real quick. Didn't put a ton in this one, kind of got in late. Hex was already massively pumped up by the time I got into Hex Max. So, I got about 50K in here. And you can see I'm earning. Hex Max is different. You can check out how these contracts work, but I'm also earning Hex on this one. And all my Hex Max stakes are staked out to Big Payday as well. So you can see here 13,000 Hex. It's going to get me 26. 10,000 is going to give me 20. So the reason why these I'm pretty much getting double is because I staked out so much longer ago, right? So if we do, I'm going to do some quick math. If I did 356 minus 167, that means I actually staked this one out for 189 days. So I'm going to get the double, whereas people who are staking like 22 days, you might get 40%, 50% or something like that. You're not going to get as much because the share rates gets it gets a little complicated. All it really means is the sooner, so let's say you do big and long stakes, you're going to soak up more interest, which means more Hex in the long run versus somebody staking like a big short stake. They're going to get a shorter share rate. Even if they have the same amount of Hex staked, they're going to have a lower share rate. So they're going to get less tokens. Hopefully I explained that correctly. Like I said, Hex gets a little complicated with the shares, so I'm not going to go too deep on that. But either way, Hex Max, also staking everything out to Big Payday, all of these. Okay. And then I have a little bit more on Infinite Hex. So I got into this one as well. So I got 95,000 Hex on this one, earning some rewards. This one's kind of cool because you actually earn Hex daily. So you can see here I earned 210 Hex daily. This number was way higher in the beginning. It does dilute over time if you don't continue to reinvest. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna go into all the inner workings of each contract. You can definitely check the descriptions below. But yeah, here we go. This one, staking 95,000 out to big payday. You can see this one, not quite a double, but still getting some here. And yeah, that's just my strategy. I'm staking all of my HEX out to big payday. I just don't see how you can really lose. Some of them are staked out longer, but majority of the large stakes are staked to just big payday. So if the price goes parabolic and I want to sell a piece, I should be able to sell a piece at least if I'm not too late. Okay. That's pretty much what's going on with HEX, man. If you haven't gotten yourself some HEX, might want to look into it. It actually might be too late. I mean, based off this chart right here, right? Do you want to buy the high? I mean, based off of what I've seen in HEX, man, we're nowhere near the high. If we look at this chart on a monthly, kind of zoom out, even if it dumped again from here, do we think that's the end of HEX? No. So maybe wait for the pullback. I don't know. There is only one big payday in HEX, so you kind of miss out there. So it's kind of weird, man. I don't want to tell people to buy HEX and then it dumps, but then you kind of want to buy HEX so you can take advantage of big payday. So just, I mean, all this stuff in crypto is high risk, man. Do what works for you. Don't invest what you can't afford to throw in the trash. If you can't afford to throw this away, man, I probably wouldn't do it. Don't sell your house. Don't sell your wife. Don't sell your car to go into HEX or nothing like that. Just, I mean, do your own research. Jump into the Telegram, ask some questions. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. What are you guys doing? What's your strategy for HEX? What are you doing as far as big payday? What do you think is going to happen? Leave a comment below. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.